Welcome to Module 1, the self-check. In the Marine Corps, we talk about doing a self-check and a buddy check before we step off on a mission like a patrol. You want to make sure that you know what the plan is, and you want to make sure you have the right gear and equipment before you step off. So we're going to focus on the self-check part of that in Module 1. This module is designed to answer the question, how do I see myself? And that's a question that you're posing to you. How do you see yourself? Anything that is positive represents leverage. That's a strength that you can apply as a leader. Anything negative is an obstacle, and we'll have to deal with that. But the first step is to identify it. Honesty is essential, and I urge you to use the gunfighter rule. See things for what they are. Call them like you see them. And in Module 1, there's 4 parts, A, B, C, and D, and we'll go through each one in detail. In Part A, there's a series of questions that begin, I believe, and you need to answer these questions as quickly as possible. Write down the first words or phrases that come to mind and list as many as you can, but at least 3 for each. Once you're complete with that, go back and label each word or phrase with an E for an empowering belief or something that represents leverage, or D for a disempowering belief and something that could be an obstacle. Part B is emotions and rules. Our values are reflected in the emotions we feel or those emotions that we would like to feel. Write the most important things you want to feel, write those down and make sure there's at least 3. For each emotion, list a rule that answers what has to happen for me to feel this emotion. The rule must be under your control. It must be something that you can do or not do. And here's an example. The emotion is I want to feel appreciated. So you want to feel appreciation. The rule is for me to feel appreciated, I have to do something of value for someone. So I'm not waiting around for somebody to do something or not do something. It's something that is under my control. And there's 2 sections. The first, emotions that you want to feel, and the second section are the emotions you want to avoid or emotions you do not want to feel. In Part C, it's our self-image. What do we see when we look in the mirror? Again, honesty is important, and write down the first words or phrases that come to your mind. Focus on how you currently see yourself, not how others see you, and not how you would like to see yourself in the future. We'll get to that, but we're trying to describe the current state right now. And then finally, Part D is the internal dialogue. What is the conversation that you have in your own head? And remember, words have meaning. The words you use to describe events or how you feel shape the actions you take in the real world. So we need to be aware of that. That's part of that self-awareness. Write down those first words or phrases that come to mind. And these are the things you say or think to yourself when you're triggered by a certain event that happens or a certain time of the day, like when you get out of bed.